Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Programming Bit. Today we will see Python operators. Operators are basically symbols in programming languages which are able to operate on values. There are several types of operators: arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, and logical operators. When data and operators connect together, they form expressions. We will see every operator individually. So the plus sign is used for addition. For subtraction, minus sign is used. For multiplication, instead of cross, we use asterisk. For division, we use front slash. For modulus, which is basically remainder, we use percentage sign for it. And for power, we use double asterisk. And for floor division, we use double front slash. So, first starting from addition and subtraction, they are the most basic operators. There's not much to introduce about them. We can add and subtract any number if we have a integer type, and if we had another integer type, then the answer of addition will be also an integer. So here r is equal to x plus y, and we will print that answer. So the answer will be also an integer. We will print the answer, and the answer will be also an integer. As you can see, there is no decimal point. And if any one of the data type is a float, then the answer will also be float. So if I write here 2.0, then our answer will come in float. This is 4.0. So if one and more than one type is a float, then the answer will always be float. So similarly for subtraction, multiplication, there is nothing new. We will get a float answer. As you can see, we get a float answer. But there is a difference for division. If we use the second data type, also an integer, the answer will be float. So for division, our answer will be always a float. It does not depend on our integer types. So here the answer is 1. So our answer of division is always a float. Now if we want the answer of division to be an integer, we use the floor division. So by using floor division, we can get an integer result in the case when our variables that are dividing are also integers. So as x is an integer, y is an integer, now the answer of floor division will also be an integer. So here it is only 1, no decimal part. Similarly for addition, subtraction, and multiplication, if we use at least one type to be float, then our answer will be float. Now if we are using such numbers which results as a decimal part, then the answer of floor division will be the lesser integer. So our answer is 0. It should be 0.5, but as we are using floor division, the answer is 0. Here we see the complete functionality of floor division. It can be useful at times. Now coming to the next operator, that is the power operator, represented by this double asterisk. So simply the y becomes the power of x. So here y is 4. It is 2 raised to power 4. And the answer is 16. Then the next operator is modulus. It may be new to some people. So basically what it does, it gives the remainder. When we are dividing two numbers, we get a quotient and we get a remainder. The quotient will be the answer of the division, whereas if a number don't completely divide, there must be some remainder, which is represented by this percentage sign. So if we are dividing 8 by 3, we will get the quotient is equal to 6 and the remainder is equal to 2. So if we write here 8 and if we write here 3, I comment this out and I will remove it. Now what the answer will be, it will be 2. It is not giving us the quotient, it is giving us the remainder. So it is very useful operator. We can use it for finding the even and odd. And the other point is that in mathematics we cannot divide a number by 0. So it is similar here. So if we divide 3 by 0, so we will get an error, division by 0 error. Now when we have seen all the arithmetic operators, we will discuss about their order of evaluation. First of all, if we use parentheses, then these parentheses are above all the orders. If we have used parentheses, then they will be calculated primarily. Next will be the power function. So after parentheses, the powers in the expression will be calculated, and this power operator is right-sided binding, means that it will operate from right to left, such that if we have 2 power 3 power 3. So first of all, 3 power 3 will be calculated, and the answer will be power of 2. So the next in the order is division, multiplication, and our modulus. So these will be evaluated after power function, and they will be evaluated from left to right. In any expression, they will be evaluated from left to right. So after that, the addition, subtraction will come, and they will also be evaluated from the left to right. So this is the order of evaluation we will see in example. So here I am writing in the print function. I am writing a random expression 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4 to the power 4 to the power 2 minus 5, and we are also using parentheses, multiply by 4 minus 3. So what will happen here? First of all, our 4 minus 3 will be calculated. So the answer will be, we will write the answers here. So now our expression will become 4 minus 3, 1. So after that, our powers will be start calculating. So 4 raised to the power 2. As the power functions are operated from right to left, first we will operate this part, then this part. So 4 raised to power 2 is 16. So this will be replaced by 16. Now again, as our powers will be calculated, 4 raised to power 16, it is a very large number, so we will make it 2, and 2 to the power 2 is 4. Now 4 raised to the power 4 is 256. Now before addition, the order is for multiplication. So 3 will be multiplied with 256 and 5 will be multiplied with 1. So the answer of 3 multiplied by 256 is 768, and minus 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. So now it will start from left to right for addition and subtraction. So 2 will be added, it will become 770, and 5 will be subtracted, so the answer will be 765. So we can confirm it. So the answer is 765. So in this manner, our expressions are calculated. Now we will talk about assignment operators. So assignment operators are used to assign values. As we have discussed before, the equal sign is used to assign any value to a variable. Similarly, there are several other assignment operators which are used to assign values, but in a little different way. So we will see here the plus equal sign. So if we are assigning x equals to 3, so what this x plus equal operator do? Now if I write here 2, it assigns 2 to the previous value of x. It does not change the value of x from 3 to 2, but it adds 2 in the previous value of x. It is basically similar to x equal to x plus 2. These both assignment ways are same. So if we write this, it also assigns 2 to the previous value. Similarly, for the next minus equals, also do the same. It subtracts the given value from the previous value of x. So if I write here 6, so what it will do? It will subtract 6 from 3. We can check the answer of x. So its answer is -1. So what is happening here? That first of all, we assign 3 to x, then we use this plus equal assignment operator, which stores 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and then we minus 6 from 5, so our answer is -1. So in this way these operators work. Similarly for multiplication, division, modulus and floor division, power, all these operators work in the same manner. Here if I use the power operator and here I use the division operator, what it will do is that first of all the value of x is equal to 3. Now by using this power equal operator, new value of x is 3 raised to power 2, which is 9, and then here by using the division equal sign I am dividing 9 by 6, the previous value of x which is 9, and now the assigned value to this operator is 6, so 9 divided by 6 is the new value. So we can see the answer here. So 9 divided by 6 is equal to 1.5. These are very useful operators to minimize our code, and the important thing to be remembered while using these assignment operators is that if while writing the code I have not assigned a value to x and straight away I am using these multiplication, addition, subtraction assignment operators, it will give us error because it operates on the previous value of x, and if I have not initially assigned a value to x, then these operators will not work. So here there is a traceback that the x is not defined. So you have to keep in mind before using these operators we have to assign a value to x. So these operators are pretty easy to understand. Now we are moving to the comparison operators. These comparison operators are used to compare two values, and on the basis of their comparison they will give us a result in true or false. So the first sign is double equal, which is used when we are comparing two values that are equal, and if they are equal it will give us a true. And the next is not equal. If the two values are not equal then it will give us a true value. And the third is the greater than. If I write here a and I write here b, and if a is greater than b then this operator will give us a true. And similarly for lesser than, and this is if a is greater or equal to b in the case of greater, and in the case of equal it will give us a true. And similarly for less than equal. So here I am writing a string which is str, and again I am writing a same string str. And now if I put the comparison operator double equal, which means that if these both strings are equal as they are, this print statement will print us a true. So here you can see that it is true. Similarly, if I write here sur and then save it, it will give us a false. And if I write here capital STR, it will again give us a false because capital S and small s are different characters. So I can also write here exclamation mark and equal, which means not equal. So now it will give us a true value, as you can see. So if we compare the lowercase str with the uppercase str, so it gives us a true, as the smaller case are greater because the capital letters come before the lowercase letters. So this is true. Now if we compare integer values like 45 and a float 45.0, then the answer will be false because they are both same, no one is greater. So if we write here equal sign, now they will give us a true because they are equal. Similarly, in this manner we can use these comparison operators in our if-else conditions to operate a certain code. We will see these conditions in the next video. Lastly, we will see logical operators that are AND or NOT. So AND means that if we are operating AND on two operators, if any one of the operator is 0, the AND operator will give us a 0. It means that both values should be true to proceed an AND statement. And for OR, if even a single operator is true, then it will proceed on. And for NOT, it is the opposite. If we are taking a NOT of any operator, it means that its answer will be converted into its opposite. So we use NOT operator when we want the complement of that in a program. So first of all, we will see AND operator. Here I am using this condition 45 is equal to 45, and I am using another statement like 10 is greater than 15. So these are two different statements. Now I want that if any one of the statement is true, our print statement should be printing true. So I will use here OR operator, because if any one of the statement is true, OR will print true. So here we can see that. So here I have write is equal to, it should be double equals. So I am writing it double equals. Now I will print that. So it is true because one of the statement is true here. So the OR gives us true. And if we make both statements false, now our OR operator will also give false. So here it is false. But if now I use here and I make this statement true, by making this statement true, our answer will be again false, because we are using AND operator, and AND operator needs both statements to be true to give its answer true. So here we will get a false because one of the statement is false. 10 is not greater than 15. So if I write here less than, now our AND operator will also give true. So here you can see. So these are AND operators which can be used in conditions to take on several processes. Now coming to the last logical operator, that is NOT. So now if I use here NOT, what it means that we all know that this is true, but the print statement will give us false because we are taking the complement of the answer. So it is false here. So in the next video, when we will see if conditions, we will see logical operators and comparison operators to be very useful in our code. So this is it for this video. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you can get the notification of the rest of the course.